Welcome to Debunk Kenya, the channel where we bust myths and dissect facts. Bahati is a Kenyan musician who was born in the year 1993. His real name is Kelvin Kioko and has been in the music industry for a season now. The young man has been controversial in his music career and at times seems to be reading on this controversy to keep himself in the limelight. Bahati is a father and a husband, and so one wonders what is so good about the limelight that he constantly has to stay visible. However, being a married man, one would think that his wife Diana would try to show the young man what is and what is not right, but that has never happened, and today we look at the couple's silly habits and the things they do to stay relevant. On a sad note, Bahati's parents died when he was very young, and so he was brought up in an orphanage in the slum of Matha. He was raised by a lady that he once introduced who paid for his school fees. Unknown to many is that Bahati started as a gospel musician and not secular. He in fact has a couple of hit gospel songs that were popular among the masses. Like many artists, he was humble before the fame and was mostly concerned with creating music that would be appealing to his fans. He has worked with a couple of gospel singers and done many collabs that helped propel him to fame. However, after some time, Bahati switched to secular music. Chances are that he felt that secular music has more money compared to the gospel scene. He worked with J Blessing on his first song called Siku ya Kwanza. However, Bahati's secular songs are more famous and even more popular amongst his fans than his gospel ones. This could be due to the fact that his life in secular music is drama-full. Putting that aside, he was doing okay in his music career. Now in 2017, Bahati got married to a lady called Diana, and this is where things take a sharp turn to an unknown destination with these two. It has been drama after drama. Bahati's life became more of a public spectacle as he seemed to get this new drive that fueled his love for the limelight with Diana. One must know that Diana is a lady who is 6 years older than Bahati, and in many marriages this can be a big disadvantage, but we never know what Bahati was looking for in a woman. That put aside, Diana is a woman who loves the good life, and she confessed in one of her videos as having earlier on dated men for the sake of what they could provide or the money. She also is a high-maintenance woman, and Bahati takes pride in this, once telling people that men living in bedsitters cannot afford to maintain Diana, which is actually an accurate fact considering that Diana herself loves dating men who are famous. Diana's dating profile is not a light one and has had relationships and alleged relationships with at least some famous personalities in Kenya, including but not limited to Nick Mudimba, Kiptu Kiawa, Victor Wanyama, Silas Imbaga, to mention but a few. So the age-old question pops up. What could be the issue with this couple? We are picking a few things that they seem to love doing habitually that are not conventional or proper in polite society. They love chasing clout excessively. People get pregnant and give birth, and normal people treat pregnancies as a normal thing, though it should be cared for. It's not a thing to show off and constantly brag about. Celebrities suffer from this syndrome a lot, and Bahati and his wife Diana do too. The Bahatis are always going about showing the fact that Diana is pregnant. The issue is not the pregnancy but the fact that it's used to attract attention and get people talking about the couple and the family. Showing people your pregnancy every time doesn't mean that you will love your child more than the rest of the pregnant women. Having your bump shoot publicized does not mean that you are a better parent, it only shows you love attention too much. Number 2. Their marriage lacks privacy totally, nothing is left to the imagination. These two try to put up a picture of the happiest couple ever, but in the process they go way too far to show their love to the public. Bahati once posted a picture of himself between Diana's thighs. This picture was one that's supposed to be private. Bahati again once posted a picture of Diana and himself in bed. This was basically to show people that he is the one who usually has Diana. It was an immature move and very childish by any standards, but these are the Bahatis and no one was shocked. What Bahati does not realize is that the fact that he keeps showing off his marriage is actually a reflection of his own inferiority complex and tries to make up for it by trying to show everyone that he has a beautiful woman as his wife and baby mama. Bahati should know that the attire of inferiority complex does not come off well on him at all. Number 3. They love showing off their possessions to the public. When buying Diana a car, Bahati will show off the car to the world so that people can see what he is doing, but the real intention is never to show love to Diana, but the two want the world to know that they can buy cars for themselves that people can't. But again, why do they hide the plates if you want us to see your money? Bahati and Diana bought a house, they had to rope in the whole world to see their new house. The thing about this couple is that nothing is done to teach or show people how things are done, but it's a spree to show off their achievements. Bahati and Diana will never miss on feeling in the public about their holidays and getaways. Getting a holiday is not a bad idea, but getting a holiday and rubbing it on everyone's faces shows that your poverty mentality is still a part of you and you are struggling to prove to everyone that you have made it. Number 5. There is too much unnecessary public display of affection. Bahati and Diana act like they are the most loving couple that there has ever been. They are constantly and publicly showing each other their presumably coveted love. In African societies, kissing is not a public affair, even though these two make it so. Love is not a bad thing, neither are we saying it should be always private, but we believe there is a time and place for everything. Bahati and Diana tend to overlook the fact that people are not out to get proof that their love is the biggest on earth. Number 6. Cross-dressing is a thing with this couple, especially Bahati. There is something called self-respect, and sometimes some actions erode it from a person in a society. Bahati is famous for his habit of cross-dressing. He thinks it's all fun and games and does it to get his fans talking, but it's not right. As a man, Bahati should be a pillar to his children and as an example to the rest of his fan base. The cross-dressing is not even an acceptable thing in African society in general. Bahati comes off as someone who is less manly but more into attention. However, the most surprising thing is that Diana never sees anything wrong with Bahati's cross-dressing behavior. She cannot tell him how embarrassing it is. One would imagine how Diana's relatives look at Bahati. They would understandably despise him. Losing respect is not something that happens overnight, but it takes time, and this behavior of cross-dressing will make Bahati's own children in future look at him in a different light, but that's for them to decide. Number 7. Bahati was misdirected by attempting to get into politics. Bahati was doing okay in his music career, but like all celebrities, he mistook his YouTube views for popularity. Worse still, Bahati did not know what the rough world of politics entails, so he threw in his bid to become a member of parliament. This was the worst move Bahati would make because the party he was banking on did not want him as their candidate. When he was denied the certificate, Bahati went on TV to cry over the loss of his investment. He came out as weak and childish. Frankly speaking, Bahati is not a leader by any means. His wife is dominant over him. His life is all about showing his love for Diana, and his social image is just littered with all the wrong things like cross-dressing and too much drama. Leaders must be strong, consistent, smart, and thinkers, just to mention but a few desirable values Bahati lacks. But above all, leaders must be in control of their environment. Bahati is not in control of his, he is more of an observer in his own life. In conclusion, Diana and Bahati do not respect their own marriage as an institution. It seems it's more of a meeting of convenience where Bahati gets to brag to the world that he has a hot woman as Diana gets the spotlight she has always loved. These two do not seem to understand that a marriage is not a showbiz affair and should be held sacred. They only understand the language of fame and Instagram that fuels their high every time they get likes. As we always tell you, it's all for the gram. This was Debunk Kenya, the channel where we bust myths and bring you facts. For more videos like this, hit like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.